Steve. Duke will be kicking off. And here come the Blue Devils onto the field in their white uniforms with the blue numerals and blue trim. Rutgers, of course, will be in their home scarlet and white uniforms as Rutgers comes across the field. Head coach Dick Anderson leads the Scarlet Knights out.
It is a very wet field, very wet AstroTurf field. It is raining, not hard, but consistently, and it's also kicking up in terms of the wind that swirls about this stadium. Now, one point about Duke. They won their first 3 football games all in the rain. So the Blue Devils, 3-1 overall, 3-0 in the rain. The only bone-dry field they had was last week against Virginia. So I guess this club doesn't mind playing in the rain, but you also have to remember those first 3, not the top opposition, Colgate, Northwestern, and Vanderbilt, and that certainly figured prominently into their opening of 3-0.
In a game like this, Bruce, you hear it more often than not with the weather. Field position is a very important part, isn't it?
Absolutely, and also turnovers. You've got to try to limit your mistakes on a field like this. By the way, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, as you take a look at the group, huddling around Coach Dick Anderson, looking for their 500th win tonight. Rutgers played in that first intercollegiate football game back in 1869 when they defeated Princeton 6-4. And that game was played right near the grounds of where the barn is on College Avenue in New Brunswick. And so the Scarlet Knights looking for 500 victories against the Blue Devils tonight, looking to become the 25th school in Division 1A that has achieved that honor.
And as you can see, not a great night for the cheerleaders either, as they have to be on the sidelines this evening. We should mention also, you mentioned the milestone for Rutgers and the 500th victory. It's a big game for Duke in that if they win this game, it will be the first time since 1974 that they have won 4 out of 5 games.
And they have a new coach in Steve Spurrier, the former Heisman Trophy winner, who has really turned around the fortunes at Duke and built a winning attitude.
There's a look at Eric Young and Brian Cobb. They will be the deep return men for the Scarlet Knights. They stand back at the 5-yard line. And Doug Peterson, sophomore kicker for Duke, will tee it up at the 35. And this football game is just about ready to get underway. And Peterson's kick is a fairly short one. It is taken by Cobb at the 15. He's to the 20, to the 25, and good coverage by the Blue Devils as Rutgers brings the ball up near the 30-yard line. That's where the Scarlet Knights will put it in play, 1st and 10. Rutgers offensively. Up front, will go with an offensive line with Nick Erta at center, Bill Dubiel, Ivan Garia, the guards, Bill Hiros and Steve Tardy, the tackles, and the tight end, Bruce Campbell. The split end will be Tyrone McQueen, Brian Cobb, the flanker, Stevens and Henderson behind Scott Ernie. 1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Ernie pitches to Stevens. Curtis Stevens turns it upfield, gets good yardage on 1st down. He's up to the 34, a pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Rutgers looking to run the ball down the throats of the Blue Devils. And on a field like this, one of the things I believe the Rutgers offense feels they can do is use their strength up front and execute the running game to perfection. Rutgers much bigger up front than the Blue Devils.
2nd down and 6. Man in motion is Cobb. This is Henderson up the middle. He's got a Rutgers 1st down across the 40-yard line. And 2 good running plays for the Scarlet Knights on their first 2 offensive plays.
Henry Henderson, the little man, averaging 100 yards per game. Coming into this contest, Henderson 25th in the nation with 300 yards in 3 games. Rutgers wants to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible. Occasional pass will keep the defense honest.
1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Henderson. He turns it upfield. Henderson spins to the 45. And the Blue Devils gang up on him. That Duke defense not the most highly rated defense in the land, but they have played some tough football in the first 3 games of the season anyway.
Let's talk about that Duke defense. It's a 4-4 team. 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. And the big man in the line is Brian Bernard, number 93. He's 6'6", 285 pounds. And you'll also hear the name Jim Godfrey, 56, at linebacker.
Second man through is Henderson. This time not a whole lot of room as he picks up just a couple. He's near midfield. They actually mark it at the 48-yard line. So the first third down situation for Rutgers. It is 3rd down and 3 for the Scarlet Knights.
Lou, you were very kind describing that Duke defense. They are last in the ACC defensively. They are first in the ACC offensively.
3rd down and 3 for the Knights. Here's Ernie, pitches, Henderson turns it upfield, dragged down. It will be close. It depends upon where they spot it. Good defensive play. Anthony Allen for the Blue Devils, twirling Henderson to the ground, and I'm sure they'll measure in this situation.
They're going to bring the chains on. Rutgers keeping the ball on the ground. In their scoring drives 1 week ago against Kentucky, 4-play scoring drive, 2 passes, 2 runs. He's got it. 16-play scoring drive, 4 passes, 12 runs, and 11-play scoring drive, 1 pass and 10 runs. So Rutgers has been doing it on the ground, and Dick Curl would like ball control football tonight in these conditions. But play action every once in a while keeps the defense honest and sometimes means a big play.
1st and 10 for the Knights, just inside Duke territory at the 49. Stevens, Curtis Stevens breaks into the Duke secondary and has another Rutgers 1st down.
Curtis Stevens is a worker. He comes to play every week. He's never going to break one for 50 or 60 yards, but if he can get you 5, 6, and here 11 yards per pop, be happy. You saw him fumble the ball at the end of the play, but I believe the whistle had blown the play dead already. 1st down, Scarlet Knights.
Rutgers on the move. Ball marked at the 37. I formation behind Ernie. He's got twin receivers to the right side. Ernie gives to Henderson up the middle. Big hole as he's down to the 31-yard line. A huge hole in between Bill Dubiel and Nick Erda on that offensive line.
Now Duke is playing that 4-4 defense. The linebackers are playing well back from the line of scrimmage, and therefore if Rutgers wins the battle in the trenches, Henderson or Stevens is 5, 6 yards downfield before a linebacker can come up to make the play.
Everything on the ground so far for Rutgers. The Knights have yet to throw a pass. This is Stevens. He has a couple of yards.
And it brings up another 3rd down and short for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Already Rutgers has eaten up 4 minutes of clock in this drive.
3rd down and 3. Bruce Campbell, the man in motion. Here's the pitch, Henderson, and he will not get enough yardage for the 1st down. Coming up, Randy Sally, the rover back for Duke, and helped out by Jeff Brown, the inside linebacker.
Good hit by Jeff Brown, who is starting in place of Jim Worthington, who normally starts at inside linebacker. Worthington out with a pinched nerve. He also missed the Virginia game. So now, Lou, you have a 47-yard field goal attempt by Doug Giesler, who hit one beautifully last week against Kentucky.
All right, 47-yarder. Scalfani in the kick. Kick is up, and it will be well short. And Duke dodges the bullet. Rutgers moving the ball well, but the Blue Devils stop Rutgers, and they'll take over on downs.
Doug Giesler really never had his footing that time, and it wasn't close.
All right, the Duke offense. Blue Devils with a lot of offense so far this year. 35 points in the first 3 games. We'll give you that offensive lineup right after this first play from scrimmage. Steve Slayton, highly touted quarterback for the Blue Devils, brings Duke up to the 30-yard line. A running play for Duke. They go with Roger Boone, the tailback. He gets very little yardage around the left side. He's across the 30, up to the 32, and that's where the Knights gang up on him there.
Well, last week, Duke opened up their offense by going with no huddle in the first two possessions. Tonight they decided to get organized.
2nd down and 8 for the Blue Devils. Slayton gives on a draw play. Boone again around the right side. Picks up 2 as he's to the 35. And a big 3rd down play coming up for the Blue Devils. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Roger Boone, best running back for the Duke Blue Devils. He is also a very clever receiver, and he is a target that Slayton goes to often. Now you've got your first passing situation for Steve Slayton and the Duke offense.
Slayton, little pitch pass to Boone. Boone, the tailback, with a nice run as a Duke first down in Rutgers territory across the 45.
Good call by the Blue Devils. This is something we saw 1 week ago. Kentucky executed that play well, and Mark Higgs was the guy that was running the ball. Here, Roger Boone gets a quick pitch, turns it upfield, and an excellent pickup and first down in Rutgers territory.
1st and 10 for Duke at the Rutgers 44-yard line. Split backs behind Steve Slayton, the senior quarterback. This is Boone. It's a fake reverse. He keeps the football, and Rutgers strings it out well. Big defensive play. Sean Washington nails Boone.
That's what you want from your cornerback in a wide play. You want him to play it and stretch the play out, and then you want him to make the hit. Sean Washington, 5'11", a senior from Washington, D.C., played that one beautifully. By the way, we've seen a very conservative Duke offense thus far. Look for the team to use a one-back set and 3 wide receivers throughout much of the game. They're still in a pro set.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 for Duke. Here is Slayton again. He gives on the draw play. And it is Boone who rips off a nice run. He's down near the 35-yard line.
That was more of a classic draw play, not a flip pass like the other one before. He kind of tossed it in the air a little bit, but he didn't really rifle it forward. In any event, Boone shows you quick feet and gets close to another first down. Boone with 243 yards rushing coming into today's football game.
It's a 3rd down and 1 for Duke at the Rutgers 36-yard line. This is Boone. He should have enough for the Blue Devil first down. He had to get across the 35, and he did. It is a first down for Duke.
This has got to be a shot in the arm for the Duke offense, able to run the ball against Rutgers. Spurrier said, if we could run the ball better than pass it, then we'd run it. And so far tonight, they're running the ball well.
Roger Boone doing most of the running, 243 yards coming in for the Blue Devils. He's just a sophomore, good-looking young back.
Very quick.
And he gets the ball again, a little bit of a mix-up, but he still gets good yardage across the 30-yard line. Ran into the quarterback, Slayton. That slowed him down just a little bit. There's a good look at Boone.
You know, Rutgers was so concerned with the Duke passing attack that perhaps they over-prepared a little bit. I think they expected Duke to throw the ball from the very beginning of the game. So the defense is going to have to be aware now that they can run the ball, and they're going to have to buckle up.
2nd down, call it 6 for the Blue Devils. They're at the 29-yard line. Slayton to throw, first time today. Fires end zone, incomplete. A penalty marker on the play. Intended for Doug Green, the leading receiver for the Blue Devils. Austin offered the coverage, and I believe that they're going to call this against Rutgers. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Derek Baker is clapping his hands, which makes me think it may go the other way. And now, Bruce, the call is no call.
No call.
So it's just an incomplete pass.
Inadvertent flag, right?
I would guess. Third down and 6 for Duke.
By the way, Carmen Sclafani missed the field goal, not Doug Giesler. My mistake. Sclafani's been handling the kicking charge throughout the season.
6:50 remaining, first quarter, no score between Duke and Rutgers. Here's Sladen back to throw. He fires, it is and knocked out of bounds in Duke territory.
A big play for that Scarlet Knights defense. Sean Washington just moments ago did it against the run, and now he does it against the pass. And he almost broke this one down the sideline. 34 yards in the return. First down, Scarlet Knights on the first big break of the football game.
And Sladen had come in with 9 interceptions on the season, and there is number 10. So he's in double figures in only the 4th game.
That's a lot.
First and 10, Rutgers at the Duke 45. Henry Henderson looking to get outside. He will not. Good defensive play for the Blue Devils coming up to make that play. Number 60, Andy Andrzik.
Now let's see if Rutgers puts it in the air. They've run the ball exclusively so far in this football game. And when you attack a 4-4 defense, you're looking for seams, you're looking for areas inside the zone. You can also look for the long pass in the secondary between the safety and the cornerback, something Dick Anderson hoped to exploit today. Let's watch.
Scott Ernie back to throw. He has yet to put it up. Now he fires, has his receiver. Catch is made by Bruce Campbell across the middle. It is short of first down yardage, but across the 40 and down to the 38.
Bruce Campbell is a guy who hasn't been utilized a lot this year. This is only his 4th catch of the season after grabbing 30 a year ago. He is a good tight end, quality receiver with solid hands, and he is a guy you'd like to go to in the clutch. I would think Rutgers is going to use him more as the season goes on.
Third down and 3 at the Duke 38-yard line. Ernie to throw again. Duke coming on a blitz. Ernie dumps it. Incomplete. Intended for Henderson. It would have been a difficult catch at best.
Flag down.
And again, the penalty marker down. I believe it'll be against Rutgers, and it is a holding penalty against the Scarlet Knights.
That was a very late flag. It was thrown right before Ernie released the football, and it was thrown on the line rather than close to where the quarterback released the ball.
I think so far, Bruce, you've seen the evidence of the rain in the passing game.
Oh, I don't understand this call. He's refusing the penalty. I guess he just thinks Rutgers is going to kick it away at the 38-yard line. He's not going to get very good field position out of this, and that was something you said was so important.
O'Connell into kick for Rutgers, 37.6-yard average for the Scarlet Knight punter. He stands at midfield.
So instead of 3rd and 19, it's 4th and 3, Rutgers will punt. Let's see if it works for Spurrier.
And now,
too much time
more
by
whistles.
So they'll move it back 5 yards. Rutgers still in a very good position to back up Duke with 5:20 to go in this scoreless first quarter.
And here's the call. There's a look at Mike Diminick. You just saw it momentarily. There's the call. Again, it is delay a game against the Scarlet Knights.
Courtney Mosley is your referee today. Rest of his crew, Scott Dawson, umpire, A.B. Elliott, head linesman, William Booker, line judge, Jerry McGee, side judge, William Smith, field judge, Douglas Rhodes, back judge, Frank Poulos, clock operator.
It's a 4th down and 7 for the Knights, and they will kick the football away. O'Connell now stands at the Rutgers 45, and Diminick is back at the 10 for Duke. Good rush by the Blue Devils. It's a line drive kick, and it will roll into the end zone for a touchback. So O'Connell not able to hang the ball up that time, and thus Duke will get the ball at their own 20-yard line. Scoreless first quarter of play, 5:13 remaining in the period. Both clubs have been able to move the ball on the ground, not much passing, and course, with these weather conditions, you would think that would be the problem. All right, here comes Duke out of the huddle. Steve Slayton brings the Blue Devils up.
Here's the spread. 3 wideouts, 1 running back.
And the give is to the fullback, John Rimaszewski. He picks up very little yardage. Might have picked up a yard or two, and the Scarlet Knights gang tackle him right there.
Well, the fullback does not do much in this Duke attack. Starting fullback was Eric Sanders, and he is out with arthroscopic surgery on his knee. So Wayne Charles and John Rimaszewski don't get the ball too much. It's mostly a tailback-oriented running attack, and we've talked a lot about the passing.
And again, another whistle. Last few minutes, a lot of whistles, but now they'll start up. 2nd down and 8. Here's Slayton again. It's a draw play, and it's good yardage. Stanley Monk, backup tailback for Duke, carries the football. He has a Blue Devil 1st down across the 35-yard line.
He may be listed as a backup tailback, but he's first-string quality. He's a lot bigger than Boone, 6'2", 200. He runs through people. A senior from Jacksonville, North Carolina, 2nd on the team in rushing with 164 yards.
1st and 10, Duke. Blue Devils on their own 39-yard line. 4:10 remaining 1st quarter. Again, this is Monk, who cannot get away from Bob Spidell. Good play by Spidell, just a pickup of a couple, and it will be 2nd down and 7.
These are tough conditions to play football. It's one thing to play in a wet field, but it's another thing to play in a constant mist, a constant drizzle with wind kicking up. The ball is never totally dry, and your cuts are never assured.
1 back behind Slayton. That is Monk. He has the football, turns it upfield. A good run by Monk, who is a good-looking running back. He's close to the 1st down. He'll be a yard short. 3rd down and 1. Scott Miller on the tackle for Rutgers.
Scott Miller had a good football game a week ago against the Wildcats of Kentucky. 9 tackles. On the season, he has 27, which is 3rd best on that defensive group.
And the Rutgers crowd chanting defense. Clarkston Hines in motion. This is Monk, and I don't believe got enough for the 1st down. Penalty marker now on the play as the Knights stacked it up well.
Face mask possibly. We'll wait for the call.
Joe Savoy made the tackle, but it is a face mask penalty against Rutgers. A critical penalty.
See if we can pick it up. Here's the handoff. Good defense by the Rutgers group, and somebody in there was grabbing that face mask. And it's a 1st down for Kentucky, and it is a costly error for Rutgers. It's only a 5-yard penalty because it was not flagrant pulling of the face mask. In any event, Lou, it gives them the drive.
And Rutgers had Duke stopped on that 3rd down play. So it's 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Let's see if they can take advantage of the situation. Slayton back to throw, has plenty of time. Fires, and I believe the catch is made across the 45-yard line. It is by Monk. And covering up quickly, Paul Gurria.
Excellent coverage by that entire defensive secondary, and a good play on the part of Paul Gurria, getting his 2nd start at the linebacker spot, the sophomore from Hamden, Connecticut.
Just a pickup of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 for the Blue Devils at the 43-yard line of Rutgers. Slayton to throw again with protection, and it's in and out of the hands of the fullback, Rimaszewski.
Should had it in his hands, and he dropped it. You're going to see this happen tonight, though. I don't know how much the wet ball has to do with it, but that ball was thrown nice and softly, and he just dropped it.
3rd down, 7.
Good blitzing down. 3rd down long. Keep your eye on Gurria, Spidell, or even the free safety, Derek Baker.
Slayton back to throw. Nope. gives it on a draw play to Monk. Great execution, fooled me, but not the Rutgers defense as Gurria came up with the play, and it's fourth down. Duke gets very little yardage.
Back-to-back solid plays by Paul Gurria.
So the Scarlet defense holds. Anthony Dilweg is in to kick it away for Duke. He stands at the 45-yard line. Derek Baker deep for Rutgers. And partially tipped, I believe, by the Knights. And this will roll dead for Duke down at the 3-yard line. So the Knights will start off in a hole.
Well, we expected a lot of points. And what do we have on the scoreboard, Lou? Goose egg.
2 goose eggs here in the first quarter. But of course, we should mention that we expected a lot of points before these weather conditions came about.
I still think you're going to see points, right?
All right.
Rutgers in deep trouble, though. Field position here, back at the 3-yard line. Need a big gainer from Henry Henderson to give him some running room.
Scott Ernie telling some directions to Brett Mersola, who is in motion for the Knights. Henderson, not a lot of room there as the Blue Devils stopped it up very nicely. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Brian Bernard, junior defensive tackle, on the tackle for Duke.
That Duke defense is playing well. And their head coach, Steve Spurrier, said about the defense, we can't tackle, we can't shed a block, we can't rush a passer, can't knock down a pass. Well, so far in this game, the last rated defense in the ACC has played okay.
Maybe those words fired the Blue Devil defense up. I formation for the Knights. Pitch is to Mike Body. And again, not a whole lot of room. He might have picked up 2 as he gets to the 5-yard line.
Well, you have a tough call here if you're Dick Curl, the offensive coordinator. You have a 3rd and long. You can run the ball and hope you get the yardage, but it's not going to be easy. Or you can put it up and gamble and try to get out of your own end zone area, because if you don't, you're looking at a punt into the wind and from the end zone in very difficult conditions. So he might gamble a little bit here.
Let's see if the Knights get the play off. It's 3rd down and 8, but there are only 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. They do get it off. Here's the pitch to Body, and he will be well short of first down yardage. He gets up to the 10-yard line, and that should be the end of the first quarter, and it is. So we have played 1 quarter of football here at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. The score, Rutgers nothing and Duke nothing. Back at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands, where we have a scoreless game as we begin quarter number 2. Rutgers will be punting to begin this period. Matt O'Connell will be kicking from his own end zone, and Duke is going to get very good field position out of this exchange.
Now, I think he's got a little bit of the wind at his back, but it's a swirling wind, so it could change in a moment's notice. Total yards first quarter, Rutgers 53, Duke 74. Not much offense.
Diminick stands at midfield for Duke, waiting for the punt from O'Connell. High snap, Blue Devils coming. O'Connell gets it away. Diminick takes it to 47. And Zellis will put him down at midfield.
Specialty teams win football games. That was brilliant execution by Rutgers. A good punt, terrific coverage, and a sure tackle. And the result, the ball is at the 50 instead of potentially at the Rutgers 35. Pat Flaherty gets a lot of credit for that special teams work. One of the Rutgers assistant coaches.
Twin receivers split out to the right side, I formation behind Steve Slayton. Fumble, and Monk hops on the ball quickly. Carter Giles was covering up on the play. Surprisingly, that's the first time we've seen the ball on the ground. You would think in these weather conditions it would happen more often.
Only one interception, one turnover in the game, and it was picked off by the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers.
There is Slayton. 7 touchdown passes on the year for the senior quarterback of Duke. Now he calls timeout. So obviously confused by what he saw, and there's a break in the action. 14 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A break in the action. The score is Rutgers nothing and Duke nothing.
This is ID Romeo 511 unknown.
Scramble, Lima Kilo 0102.
Active air scramble, Lima Kilo 1, Lima Kilo 2. 390, Romeo is.
In the Air Force, it takes a special kind of training and dedication to make this happen. Find out how you can be part of it. Air Force, the first step to your future.
So Steve Slayton calling the timeout for Duke, and obviously didn't like what he saw on the Rutgers defense.
Something bothered him. Came over to talk to his coach about it. 2nd and 11.
2nd down and 11, as Bruce just mentioned, for the Blue Devils. They're at their own 49-yard line. No score, second quarter. Long count for Duke. And not a lot of yardage.
Scotty Miller is pumped up. He started waving that arm as soon as he made the stop there. Scott Miller, 6'4", 265, the sophomore from Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Good individual play. Miller's been playing consistent football.
To give to Eric Sanders, number 2, into the game.
He's the guy that just came off of arthroscopic surgery, the wonders of medicine, 2 weeks ago. September 22nd, he had arthroscopic surgery. That's only like 11 days ago.
Slayton to throw, dumps it off to Sanders, sets up a screen, and Sanders gets a little bit of yardage. Looked like it was going to develop a little bit better for Duke, but he'll be held well short of the first down, and Duke will have to punt.
Here's the setup. Slayton drops it off. Sanders trying to get behind his blockers, but Rutgers reading the play, and Spidell over there to make the stop.
All right, Dillwagen to punt at the 40-yard line, and Cobb is deep for Rutgers. Gets it away. It's a wobbly punt. Takes a good Duke bounce, and again, Rutgers will be pinned back deep in their own territory inside the 15-yard line. In case you just joined us, no score here at Giant Stadium between Rutgers and Duke, and it has been a wet game so far. Neither team able to get anything going offensively, and of course, all the hype before the game started was the fact that this would be a high-scoring affair.
But you're right, both clubs have moved the ball in their first possession. Rutgers had it for 10 plays, and Duke came back in their first possession for 9 plays.
First down for the Knights. Ball at the 14-yard line. Ernie to throw, rolls out left, he fires, it is caught. Reception is made across the 25-yard line by Brian Cobb.
Good toss into traffic. Good sure hands by Brian Cobb. That is Cobb's 7th catch of the year. Ernie throws well, running to his left for a right-handed quarterback. And Cobb really gets ripped after he catches the football. But it's good for a Rutgers first down. Hit was made by Eric Vogt, the son of Rick Vogt, who used to play for the Colts.
From the 25, Lipset fumbles the ball, but covers quickly, so now each club has put the ball on the carpet, but they've been able to cover up. A gain of no yardage for the Knights on the play, and it will be 2nd down and 10.
Maybe Rutgers going to put the ball in the air a little bit more now. Ernie believes he can complete the ball in these conditions, and Rutgers will go with a single set back formation.
Ernie to throw. Has time, tons of time. Now he'll run out of there, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage Good defensive play for the Blue Devils. Jim Godfrey, the inside linebacker.
Scott Ernie had a receiver open, Tyrone McQueen. He was about 7 yards downfield. He turned and he was wide open. I don't know what he waited for. Maybe he was worried that the man to his left was going to give him a little bit of trouble, Jim Godfrey. And so he elected to run with the ball. I think if he would have just tossed it quickly, he might have had it.
You saw in the replay also that McQueen was open. 3rd down and 10 for the Scarlet Knights at the 26. Ernie to throw. Now in trouble. Dumps it off. Here's Lipset. He makes the reception. Good move by Lipset. And he scrambles close to a Rutgers first down.
Terrific individual play by Danny Lipset. His lead blocker out there, Doug Strickland, missed his block, but Lipset turned it into a positive play for Rutgers. It's set up beautifully. Look at the rushers coming. He just dumps it off. Strickland, you can see, missing the block, but there's the missed tackle by Terrence Laster, and Danny Lipset turns it upfield and gets the first down.
1st and 10 for the Scarlet Knights on their own 39-yard line. Ernie to throw again, rolls right. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. He'll go down. Big loss coming in to make the play, Dave Demore.
Dave Demore is a heck of a football player. He leads the Duke defense now with 5 sacks. He is the son of a Pittsburgh police officer. And he looked like he was ready to arrest Mr. Ernie there. Now Lipset throws a good block here, but he doesn't stay with him. And Demore fights it off.
All right, Ernie back to throw as we return to action, and the reception, no, it's incomplete. Intended, I believe, for Campbell. And one of the Duke players down on the ground. That is Jim Godfrey, number 56. He's getting up very slowly for the Blue Devils.
He is a vital member of that defense. Jim Godfrey leads the team in tackles with 38, has an interception. One game this year against Vanderbilt, he made 17 tackles. Starting inside linebacker, they can't afford to lose Godfrey.
There is a look at Godfrey as he comes off the field. Senior linebacker for the Blue Devils. Incomplete pass for the Knights. And they are now faced with 3rd and 18. And in this type of weather, this is not the type of situation that the Rutgers offense wants to be in.
It is still raining.
And coming down a little bit harder, we should say now. All right, Cobb is wide to the left, and McQueen is wide to the right. Split backs behind Ernie on a 3rd down and 18. And the give is to Henderson on the draw. Henderson's got good running room. He still has the football, still running with the football. But he will be well short of the first down. And again, another player down, this time for Rutgers at the 35-yard line.
Henderson all on his own here. Bounces off one guy, bounces off another. He is awfully little, but he is awful strong in the upper body. Henry's pecs are very, very large for a guy who's 5'7". But the injured player on the field for Rutgers is an offensive lineman, and it's Nick Erda. And the center is a very important position. Erda this year got the starting assignment after Ironman Mike Dillon graduated. And he has played every down. This week, Rutgers was hoping to get backup center Jeff Erickson some action. They felt his progress was good in practice, but it is not going to be an easy task if Erickson has to come on in wet conditions. You have no experience as it is, and then you've got to snap the ball with the rain coming down, and you know that you're going to have the stomach churning a little bit because there's going to be some nerves. And Erda is being helped off, and
he doesn't look like he's in real good shape.
No, he's favoring that left leg.
And it is pouring now at Giant Stadium.
Am I allowed to change my prediction of a high-scoring game?
I don't know. I think we're going to keep you to it.
All right.
O'Connell is in with the towel. And he will punt. He stands at the 30, and Diminick is deep for Duke at the 20. And on these situations, this is where you really got to watch the handling of the football. O'Connell does get it away. Might have been partially deflected. Diminick makes the catch. He's at the 20, and it is brought down right at the 20-yard line.
What a punt.
Knights cover well.
Rutgers' best offensive player so far has been the kicker, number 6, Matt O'Connell. 36 yards and no return. Now, what is Diminick thinking here? Red shirt.
Fair catch probably would have been the better decision.
It is really pouring. This is where I would much rather be playing on grass if I was a football player. Artificial turf in the rain like this can be disastrous.
All right, Sladen trying to get some offense going for Duke. This is Monk. Nope, not Monk. Second man through.
Lou, a big play on a night like this would mean so much for either club. And it may boil down to one big play. So you don't want to be the team that commits the turnover that leads to that big play.
Sanders and Monk behind Sladen on a 2nd down and 8. This is Monk. He's got good running room. Stanley Monk still with the football. And Austin finally brings them down. And now a penalty marker on the play.
Terrific acceleration by Stanley Monk, who bounces off people, gets to the outside, breaks a couple of tackles, and then uses his speed. And it's a late hit by the Scarlet Knights. They'll tack on 15 more yards. And so that play, which was for a gain of 28, becomes essentially, Lou, a gain of 43 with the 15-yard penalty. That is a big play.
And Duke with an excellent opportunity now to get some points. The Blue Devils are in Rutgers territory at the 33-yard line. No score, second quarter, 8 minutes, 39 seconds remaining. Parkston Hines is in motion for Duke, but they give it to Monk right up the middle. Chris Evans, Carter Giles team up there along with Spidell. Not a lot of yardage, a pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Best field position of the day for the Duke Blue Devils. Straight give up the middle. Monk, not much doing. Terrific hit in there.
Hines is wide left. Doug Green wide to the right. I formation behind Sladen. This is Monk. Good yardage. Over right tackle. Giles rides him down, but he's inside the 30-yard line down to the 27.
What Spurrier has done here with the Blue Devil offense is he's going with the bigger tailback, Monk 6'2", 200, instead of Boone, the fleet-footed runner, 5'8", 165, because in these conditions, a straight power runner is going to be more effective than a dancer that has to use his shiftiness and try to get to the outside.
3rd down and 3 for Duke. Big play for the Blue Devils. Here's the pitch to Monk. He looks to turn it in. He is hit, fumbles, and it is Rutgers' ball.
Chris Evans recovered the fumble for Rutgers, number 45. And he did it right by the sideline, and it was definitely inbound. Let's see where the hit is made. The hit is made by Derek Baker, and the ball is recovered by Evans.
Saw that hit by Baker, Bruce. That's a classic example of what a coach would refer to as putting your head on the ball.
Oh, he is a hitter, too. Baker is the best hitter in that secondary.
All right, at the 21, Rutgers gets a break. 1st down and 10 for the Knights. Here's the pitch to Henderson. And around the right side again, not a lot of yardage. Might have picked up 2. 2nd down and 8, and that Duke defense really digging in up front.
Duke has committed 2 turnovers, Rutgers none. Not much doing for Henry Henderson. Terrific pop by Brian Bernard. He's big. 6'6", 285 from Cocoa Beach in Florida.
Second down, 8. I formation behind Scott Ernie. And he gives, this is Henderson on a delay. Henderson has a Rutgers first down as he dives, and that's the appropriate word in this weather, up to the 35-yard line.
See, Henderson is a small runner, too, very similar to Boone. But Henderson runs very well up the middle. He is primarily an off-tackle runner. And Henry grinds it out and picks up first down yardage here. 11 carries, 46 yards as Henderson begins to accumulate.
6:20 remaining. Second quarter, no score. Rutgers and Duke. Here's Ernie to throw. Good protection. Fires Campbell, makes the catch, and spins and twists his way to the 40-yard line. A pickup of about 6 on the play. An effective play for the Knights. Second down.
Effective. You use the right word. First down to pick up 5-6 yards. Gives you so many options for second down. And Dick Curl's philosophy here, the offensive coordinator, is usually, hey, let's grind it. We got 2 downs to pick up first down yardage. So look for Rutgers to go back to the run, primarily Henderson up the middle.
Curtis Stevens is going nowhere. Met at the line of scrimmage. Brian Bernard again in on the play for the Blue Devils.
There's Bernard, 93. 285 pounds, biggest defensive player. You know what he likes to do, though, Lou? He's from Florida. He is a surfer. Can you imagine that guy on a surfboard? I would think that the board would sink into the water.
Must be a special kind. 6'6", 285. Third down, big play for the Knights. Third down and 3. Here's Ernie. He's in a little bit of trouble and is taken down on the blitz. Randy Sally, the Rover, came in and rode Ernie down, and Rutgers will have to punt.
This Duke team does not blitz much, but it was a good time to blitz, and it was from the blind side. Ernie never sees Sally, and the Rover gets to the quarterback and dumps him for a big loss. Second sack in the game.
All right, O'Connell's been the busiest man tonight for Rutgers. You see the raindrops falling beside him. He'll take the snap, and again, Diminick is deep for Duke. He just gets it away. Again, it's a fine punt. Drives Diminick back to the 20-yard line. He angles right and is brought down.
What a play by Pat Udovich. Udovich is a long snapper. He snapped the football. He ran all the way down the field. He beat everybody down the field, and he made the tackle. I mean, that is pure effort. And they're going to push Duke back further on the clip. I mean, give Udovich a hand or 2 hands in this one. Watch this tackle. Now, he snapped the football. He plays off a blocker here, and he makes the tackle. That, my friends, was a tremendous individual play.
Played off the blocker, played off a clip as well as he got to the return man. And Duke hidden deep in their own territory. First and 10 at the 7-yard line for the Blue Devils. 4:16 remaining in a scoreless game. Up the middle go the Blue Devils. This is tremendous yardage across the 10-yard line. Good effort right up the middle by Stanley Monk.
Who would be your offensive MVP in this game?
So far, I would say Mr. Monk.
Or possibly Matt O'Connell, the punter of Rutgers. Good yardage here for Monk. He is a churner. O'Connell, 40 yards per punt in this weather, has just been terrific.
Second down is 6 for Duke at the 11-yard line. Sladen gives. This is Monk. He rips off a good run. He's close to first down yardage, and he may have it. 3.5 remaining in this second quarter, and it is a Duke first down. So the Blue Devils do a fine job of getting out of the hole.
See, what Rutgers wants to do here is they have Duke in a little bit of a hole, and they don't want to allow them to come out with 2-3 first downs to get field position. Rutgers wants to get the ball before halftime with some room to operate. But Monk doesn't like those thoughts and has other ideas.
Up the middle, Monk hammered. Scott Miller is fired up.
Did he go to Gastineau's camp in the summer?
You know, you took the words right out of my mouth, as of course Gastineau will be on this same carpet tomorrow.
Spidell also in that tackle for Rutgers. That was just a good, clean hit. Monk paid the dues there. Oh, shake it up, Scotty.
Second down, 9. Slayton back to throw. He fires, and Remashevsky makes the catch, and he barrels his way across the 25.
So now you have third down and short, and Rutgers defensively has got to make a stop here if they want to get the ball back before halftime with good field position. Blue Devils get it out to that lumbering fullback, and he just barrels his way for 7.
2:15 counting down, second quarter. Third down, 2 for Duke. Scoreless game. Hines is in motion. The pitch goes the other way to Monk, though, and he's tripped up, but I believe he will have enough for the Duke first down.
Gene Austin came up to make the stop, but it was a little bit too late. And so Duke able to keep this drive going. This is their second first down. This drive began way back inside their own 10.
First down for Duke, and the Blue Devils now taking a lot of time as time is winding off the clock. 1:45, and they are not in a hurry. At least they don't appear to be.
4 seconds on the 25-second clock, and oh, this is not going to be good, and Spurrier's not going to be happy here. They have to spend a timeout. Rutgers still has 3 remaining, and if they're still thinking field position and getting the ball back before halftime, then the Duke coaching staff isn't going to be pleased.
All right, 1 minute, 37 seconds remaining. There's a break in the action here at Giant Stadium. The score is Duke nothing and Rutgers nothing.
Welcome to STS Car Service Centers. At STS, we feature the new Michelin Sport EPX performance radios for foreign and domestic cars. Michelin all-season high-tech radios, like the Sport EPX, are the choice of discriminating tire buyers. New Jersey is driving to STS Car Service Centers. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
New Jersey is driving to STS. Driving to STS.
All right, Steve Slayton takes the timeout for Duke, as Bruce Beck just mentioned before we went to the break. 1:37 remaining. It's a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, and the ball at the 27-yard line. Split backs behind the senior quarterback Slayton. He's back to throw, and it's almost picked off by Scott Miller. Intended for Doug Green, and Miller can't believe it.
Scott Miller is saying to himself, if I would have just caught it, it was 6 points. It was all in front of me, and it was. By the way, the Rutgers center, Nick Erda, has left the game with a sprained left ankle. He will be x-rayed.
Just about to say, as far as Miller was concerned, a defensive lineman's dream almost came true. Second down, 10. Slayton to throw. Here comes Miller after Slayton, but he gets away. Slayton now running with the football. He's still with the ball. He picks up a Duke first down, hit out of bounds, and a penalty marker is down. That'll be a late hit against the Knights.
Well, Slayton turned a potentially dangerous play into something positive. He had no running room momentarily. Now watch what he does with his big offensive lineman, number 63, Steve Ryan. He pushes him off. He finds running room to the outside. He gets the first down yardage. And then the flag was thrown. And it's against Rutgers. So they'll tack on some more yardage. And this will give Duke excellent field position with just 83 seconds left in the first half. So a 16-yard pickup plus a 15-yard penalty. And the net result, 31-yard play.
A critical play against the Knights as Duke now moves all the way down to the Rutgers 39-yard line. And now with 1 minute and 23 seconds left, Duke has an opportunity to get some points on the board.
Rutgers with 4 penalties in this first half, 40 yards. A couple of personal fouls thrown in there.
Here's a thick reverse. Sladen throws. A man is wide.
Out of bounds.
Incomplete. Roger Boone made the catch, but he came down out of bounds.
They fake the reverse to Clarkston Hines, and they sneak Roger Boone out all by himself. He's all alone. Nobody's near him. But Boone forgot to stay in bounds. And there is a play where I know he wants to have that one back.
And of course, in college football, you just need to get 1 foot in bounds, but Boone couldn't even do that.
That was almost like a sleeper play. Nobody saw Boone. He just snuck down the left sideline.
2nd down, 10 at the 39. Here's Sladen to throw. He has tons of time. Fires. It is incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Dave Colonna. And it sails out of his hands.
This Rutgers defense has always responded when the other team begins to threaten. I mean, it's a terrific attribute to have. Sometimes the defense gives up a lot of yards in a drive, but they buckle down the hatches, usually inside the 20. So far here at the 39. 3rd and 10, Lou.
3rd down, 10 at the 39-yard line. 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining. First half, and Sladen calls another timeout, and that is the last Duke timeout. So, another break in the action. 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining, second quarter. The score is Duke nothing and Rutgers nothing.
Stand up and cheer. It's live college football on ESPN. Every Saturday, America's hardest-hitting roster of nationally ranked powers provides exciting action on television's best college football schedule. Defending national champ Penn State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and UCLA are some of the top teams you'll see live in action every week. Join the cheering fans for top college football. Saturdays on ESPN.
Back at Giant Stadium, Lou Brogno joined by Bruce Beck. Glad you could join us for Rutgers Scarlet Knight football here on TKR Cable. And there's a good look at the elements here at Giant Stadium. And the rain has been falling like that since, well, at least at that pace from the mid first quarter.
It has not been a pretty game, but as far as Rutgers is concerned, they haven't made errors. Ernie hasn't thrown an interception. They haven't fumbled the ball. They've picked up 2 turnovers. It just has been a day where the offenses have not been able to execute extremely well. And we have had a couple of missed handoffs, but overall, considering the weather conditions, it has not been a poorly played football game. It just hasn't been very exciting. There hasn't been a lot going on. It's been a game where the punters have dictated somewhat, and neither team has had great field position.
There's a gentleman who appears to be enjoying himself immensely.
Rutgers did have a field goal opportunity, but it was a long one by Carmen Sclafani.
3rd down, 5 for the Blue Devils. Big play. 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining. Keep in mind, Duke has no more timeouts remaining in this quarter. Sladen back to throw. He's looking. Fires over the middle. The reception is made over the middle. Catch made by Jason Cooper, the tight end. And the clock will stop momentarily as the chains are moved.
This is where the timeouts hurt the Blue Devils. They have none left. Cooper with a nice reception. He's a big tight end, 6'4", 245 pounds. Duke with a hurry-up offense.
Ball at the 21-yard line. Under a minute remaining. Here is Sladen back to throw. Fires, end zone. Almost intercepted. Broken up by Derek Baker. And it was double coverage back there. Baker and Sellis on Clarkston Hines.
That was a great read by Baker. His job as a free safety is to go to where he's needed. And he was needed on that play because It looked momentarily as though Hines was free and was ready for a touchdown. Baker jumped in there and made a terrific play, almost picked it off. Slayton 5 for 12 first half, 55 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception.
Second down and 10 at the 21. Clock stopped at 50 seconds remaining, first half. Slayton to throw. He's looking, fires incomplete. Broken up by Sean Washington.
And intercepted by Darren Sellers on the tip. Although Rutgers snuffed down a potential scoring drive by Duke, the ball was deflected and Sellers caught it just before out of bounds. Watch number 3, Sean Washington. He tips the ball. Sellers is there. He keeps his feet inbounds. And Rutgers takes over at the 8-yard line. And what a big play.
Well, I have to be quite honest. I didn't see the interception, but
it was all the way over there.
Rutgers has the football at the 5-yard line. 44 seconds remaining. Duke cannot stop the clock, so I don't believe Rutgers is going to try anything fancy here. Ernie's going to go down on a knee and let the clock run out here in the first half. Clarkston Hines on that last play for Duke thought there might have been a little interference as well.
I don't blame Rutgers one bit for running out the clock here to end the half. And what Dick Anderson has done here is a very good move by putting his wide receiver Brian Cobb back as a safety valve in case the ball squirts loose, preventing any chance for a touchdown by the other team.
Well, you got to tip your hat to the Rutgers secondary because they came up with the big plays as Duke got close to the goal line.
The Rutgers defense did the job with 3 turnovers the first half, but the offense unable to generate much except for the 1 field goal try.
All right, that'll do it. We've played one half of football here at Giant Stadium. Your score at halftime, Duke nothing, Rutgers nothing. We will return with a look at the first half statistics and the second half of action in just a moment.
I remember when my father started Spitaleri Furniture. He based his business on quality and integrity. He offered fine furniture at the lowest prices with incomparable service. That was 82 years ago, but Spitaleri Furniture hasn't changed. My son Skeeter and I still offer the best furniture at the lowest prices and service only a hard-working father and son team can deliver. Spitaleri's been around for 3 generations, and Skeeter's son Tony will see that the tradition continues because Spitaleri Furniture cares about tradition.
Welcome back to Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands of East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Blue Devils of Duke and the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers in a 0-0 tie here as we begin the second half. Lou Brogno joined by Bruce Beck and the rest of the TKR Cable Sports crew. And a 0-0 tie in the first half played in the torrential rain here at Giant Stadium. Let's take a look at what transpired in that first half statistics-wise.
I think the big surprise is the number of yards Duke has been able to generate on the ground, 116. Total yards, Duke with the edge, 171 to 87. And those 4 penalties have hurt Rutgers. The 3 turnovers have obviously hurt Duke. You get the feeling that one big play is going to turn this game around, whether it's a fumble, an interception, a blocked punt.
Rutgers kicking off at the 10 and knocked down at the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Knights. And the Blue Devils of Duke will take over. Wayne Charles returning the ball for Duke. Blue Devils will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Steve Slayton is the Duke quarterback. 7 touchdown passes on the season. Unable to really uncork his passes in the first half due to the inclement weather. He brings the Blue Devils up under center, Carrie Matz. Up the middle, this is Stanley Monk, senior tailback. Picks up a couple of yards, twists and turns to the 23-yard line, 2nd down and 7.
I think one of the big surprises is play selection tonight. Duke with 24 rushing plays and just 13 passing plays in the first half. This is a club that averaged 35 passes per game and they hadn't been able to get any offense on the ground, but they did tonight, and what a difference it has made. Rutgers 23 running plays and 6 passing plays in the first half.
Sladen sets up a screen. This is Eric Sanders, and he is brought down for little or no gain. Spidell and Chuck Paw on the tackle.
Good defense. Screen is set up to the outside, and containment made by Gurria, who has been all over the football field tonight.
Paul Gurria on the tackle, number 54. Third down and 8 for Duke. Blue Devils in what would normally be a passing situation for them. We'll see. Sladen on the draw. This is Monk. He will not have enough yardage for the first down. Brought down at the 25-yard line by Chris Evans. And Bob Spidell and the Rutgers defense holds, and Duke will be in a punt formation.
Well, Rutgers will finally get good field position as the defense is held on 3 quick downs. And Rutgers has 10 men on the line of scrimmage going for the block.
But it will be, I believe, roughing the kicker against Rutgers.
It comes back, and Duke will keep the football. Roughing the kicker against Rutgers. Another costly penalty. They had 10 men on the line of scrimmage. They went for the block. But if you don't get the block, you've got to try to hold yourself back from hitting that kicker. And it didn't happen. First down, Duke.
Bruce, I believe it was Chris Piquel who bumped into the kicker. Now, mind you, it wasn't a serious blow to the punter, but he did nudge him.
Right. If you hit him at all, they're going to call it. And he hits him. He runs right into him. So Duke with a first down. And Rutgers hoping to get field position, good field position for one of the first times tonight. Has to look at the Duke offensive attack again.
And the Rutgers defense on the field once again. First and 10 for Duke. The ball at the 30-yard line. Sladen gives to Monk up the middle. Twists across the 35. Good gainer. Picks up 4. Second down and 6 upcoming for the Blue Devils. And Gurria once again on the tackle for Rutgers.
Monk over 85 yards already in the game. Henderson led Rutgers with 11 carries for 50 yards. Monk getting the majority of the work with Roger Boone on the bench.
Green is wide left. Hines is wide right. But they give it up the middle to Monk, and Scott Miller puts them down.
You get the feeling that Duke isn't going to be able to run the ball the way they did in the first half. Rutgers defensive coordinator Otto Neidinger apparently made some adjustments in the locker room at halftime. And Rutgers responding here in the early part of quarter number 3.
Miller really fired up on defense. You don't see that much emotion displayed by the big tackle. Third down and 6. Another big third down play for Duke. And they go to the draw, and it will not be a first down. Again, it is Sanders on the carry. And Rutgers stops the Blue Devils again.
And again, Paul Gurria was there to make the tackle. 19 years of age, the younger Gurria brother. And there's number 54, who has improved vastly from 1 week ago when he got his first start.
Brian Cobb, Vaughn McCoy deep. Delwig gets it away. It's a good kick. McCoy fumbles the football at the 20 and hops on it inside the 20-yard line. And everyone on the Rutgers sideline holding their breath on that one.
Rutgers has started drives in this game from their own 30, from the Duke 45, from their own 4, their own 5, their own 13, their own 22. The average, their own 21-yard line. This one will start from their own 17. Dick Anderson's club has not had good field position.
There's a look at some of the Rutgers fans on hand. First down and 10 for the Knights at the 18-yard line. Scott Ernie has an I formation behind him. This is Henderson, who is tripped up. He might have picked up a yard. brought down by Jeff Brown, the inside linebacker for the Blue Devils.
Not much doing on this play. Stevens leading the blocking. Henderson almost broke to the outside, but couldn't get sprung free. And those are real fans coming out tonight, braving the weather, putting up the umbrellas.
2nd down and 9, split backs behind Ernie this time. He's got McQueen wide left and Cobb wide right. Henderson now trying to scoot outside. Penalty marker on the play. And Henderson across the 20-yard line picks up a couple, but again, there is a flag on the play. Probably against Rutgers, and you can't really see it on that situation.
Wait for the call. That Duke defense, Jim Godfrey back in there after hurting himself in the first half.
This might set a record for the longest time to make a call. I'm not sure. Finally, they mark it off.
There's our view. We're nice and dry up here. We really appreciate it. All right, the penalty is against Rutgers, and the ball goes all the way back to the 9-yard line.
2nd down and 19 now for the Knights.
You don't want to make a mistake back here.
A tough penalty for the Scarlet Knights. They had the ball up near the 25. Ernie is going to throw. He fires long for Cobb. Incomplete.
Oh, he was out there.
Brian Cobb was wide open. If he had caught that in full stride, he would have been gone.
The ball is thrown to the inside, and Cobb almost got there, but the ball overthrown. Not a bad time to go for broke. Rutgers trying to get out of a hole here, just get it 5, 10, 12 yards, anything to give them a little bit more breathing room, because otherwise it becomes another game of possession, and Duke with the better of the field position.
3rd down, 18. Ernie to throw. Good protection. Now it breaks down. He gets it out to Lipson, who makes the catch. He'll be well short of 1st down yardage as he gets across the 15-yard line, and O'Connell, that man again, into punt for Rutgers.
Those yards are valuable because it gives your punter that little bit of extra yardage, and it doesn't put quite as much pressure on O'Connell for this punt.
All right, Diminick stands at midfield. Duke figures to get good field position out of this. And a big play here for Rutgers. That snap, all important down near your end zone. It's a good snap, and O'Connell does get it away. It will take a bounce, almost bounces over Diminick's head. He picks it up, tries to head upfield, and gets back to the 47-yard line.
Well, O'Connell did it again. He got Rutgers out of trouble. And Diminick limps off. By the way, Roger Boone out for the game. Knee injury. So we will see Monk the rest of the way.
And again, good coverage, as you see here, Bruce, by Rutgers.
40-yard kick, 3-yard return. Specialty teams doing a job for Rutgers again tonight.
1st and 10 for Duke. Blue Devils on their own 47. Here's the pitch to Monk, turns the corner. Monk's got good yardage, and he's close to a Duke 1st down in Rutgers territory across the 45.
Now, if the weather had been good, this is the formation we would have seen a lot tonight. It's the spread. It's a single setback with 3 wideouts, and they can do a lot of things to the outside in this wide open formation. Monk churning up the yardage, very close to 100. He's at 98.
2nd down and 1. That should be enough for a 1st down. Monk right up the middle. And it is Duke 1st down, so the Blue Devils on a little bit of a march now at the Rutgers 41.
I'm surprised the way Duke has been able to run the ball. Not as well here in the 3rd quarter, but certainly very well in the 1st half.
Here's Monk trying to turn the corner, and he will be hammered down. Rutgers played it well. Chuck Paw over there along with Gurria. And just a pickup of about a yard. Well, actually, they mark his forward progress to the 39-yard line, and that's a pickup of 2. Second down and 8.
Good tackling on the part of that Scarlet Knight defense. 4 or 5 red shirts there.
8 minutes remaining, third quarter, in a scoreless ball game. Here's the pitch to Monk. He turns it upfield. This is a good run by Stanley Monk. Washington brings him down, but not until he rambles inside the 20-yard line.
Well, the name of the game is ball control for the Duke Blue Devils. And Stanley Monk is doing a terrific job. The 6'2", 200-pound senior from Jacksonville, North Carolina, had a 100-yard game as a sophomore. Gets his second 100-yard game of his career tonight. 22 carries, 124 yards. First down, Duke. Rutgers 17.
Up the middle goes Eric Sanders. Second down and 8.
This has been a very nice drive put together by the Duke Blue Devils. They have 171 yards rushing in the game. And they're down to the 15. But remember, Rutgers has forced 3 turnovers in this game. And this is where the defense gets tough.
Second down and 8. Slayton throws off balance, incomplete. Almost a great catch by Jason Cooper, the tight end, just off of his outstretched hand.
So now Duke with a third down and 8. And again, you might think about blitz here, Lou. Good time to gamble. But they're in field goal range. And keep in mind, their kicker, Doug Peterson, has never missed a field goal inside of 40 yards in his career. He is a perfect 13 for 13.
Third down and 8 from the 14-yard line. And again, some confusion on the Duke offense. Now Slayton back to throw. Lots of pressure. He fires. It is incomplete. Bounced it in front of his intended receiver, Greg Downs. Downs thought, actually protesting, saying he caught it.
And the pressure came from Paul Gurria, number 54, on the blitz. And Spidell, 63, is blitzing on this play, too. And the ball was trapped, and here comes a field goal attempt. And Mr. Perfect is in there, but remember, he's probably never kicked one in conditions like this.
I don't know. On that replay, Downs might have had a beef. Looked like he might have caught it. Anyway, regardless, it's a 31-yard field goal attempt by Peterson. It is partially blocked, and the kick is no good. Big defensive play for Rutgers as the Scarlet Knights got some hands up and deflected the ball.
Doug Peterson, a sophomore from Sarasota, Florida. He had never missed one inside of 40. They were starting to call him Mr. Automatic. And he misses his first of his career inside of 40. And the Scarlet Knights take over.
All right, Cobb wide left, McQueen wide right. Scott Ernie calls the signals for Rutgers. And he gives, this is Mike Body, for some pretty good yardage over left tackle. He gets up near the 25. Second down and 5 coming up for Rutgers. 6.5 remaining third quarter.
Scarlet defense has come up with the big plays. 3 turnovers. And now the stop of the field goal attempt by the Duke Blue Devils.
This is Body. Mike Body picks up 2 or 3 up near the 30-yard line. Actually brought down at the 29. It'll be a big third down and 1 coming up for Rutgers.
And what the Rutgers offense wants is just a little bit of breathing room. They haven't had it very much tonight.
Duke has had the better of the field position in this game so far, except for that first offensive series for the Knights.
Right.
Full house backfield for Rutgers. This is Curtis Stevens. He's got plenty for the first down. Across left tackle, across the 30-yard line, and up to the 32.
Rutgers going to their fullback in the clutch, and good offensive blocking, a good hole opened up. Key block there thrown by number 67, Billy Dubiel.
1st and 10, Rutgers. Scarlet Knights at their own 32. Ernie gives, this is Henderson, and he might have picked up a yard or two. Good defensive pressure by the Blue Devils. And making the play, Jeff Patton, the junior defensive end.
First time we've heard Patton's name mentioned tonight.
2nd down and 8. 4:50 remaining. In case you just joined us, this figured to be a high-scoring game, but the rain and the wind have caused a 0-0 tie up until this point. Cobb in motion. Ernie pitches. Henderson turns it upfield. He is met and met hard. Good play by Jim Godfrey, the linebacker.
Excuse me, Lou. Godfrey's the man who was shaken up in the first half and came back strongly. And now you have another injured player on the field.
You have 2 injured Blue Devils. Jeff Brown, number 45, as you can see, his number facing the camera. And the other Duke player, well, very difficult to see who that would be. 2 players down on 1 play. Henderson, who took the hit, got right back up.
It's their roverback, Randy Salley. These wet conditions, I'll tell you, they can be troublesome. And you tend to get injured more often in raw weather, too. Your bones just seem to ache a little more. And he looks really shaken up, number 45, Jeff Brown, who was starting tonight because Jim Worthington had a pinched nerve. So that inside linebacker position has really been depleted. On now, number 29, John Howell, a local product, Burlington Township High School, Burlington, New Jersey.
3rd down, 6 for Rutgers. Duke jumping. No marker. Ernie brought down. Big defensive play by Ryan Bernard.
Third sack for the Duke Blue Devils. And it's the big man, 285 pounds, who shows good quickness.
O'Connell into punt again. And he's done that quite a bit tonight. He stands at the 10-yard line, and Diminick is back for Duke at the 35. Good snap. Kick is away. Again, another good kick drives Diminick back to the 30. And he will be brought down on a hard hit, 37-yard line. It is Chris Pickell, number 50, on the tackle.
We've seen him hustling well all evening. 44-yard punt, 5-yard return. Rutgers has really covered this punt well all night.
The rain continues to fall here at Giant Stadium. And the offenses continue to sputter. 3:24 remaining in the 3rd. Duke with the football. Here's the pitch to Monk. Met behind the line of scrimmage. Alex Hoke, the first man in for Rutgers.
That's exactly what he was, the first man in, because there were 4 or 5 red shirts that converged on Monk as he ate the football good on that play.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Yes, the Rutgers defense has given up a lot of yards rushing, Lou, but it's been the offense's lack of punch that has hurt the club.
Sladen rolling out, left side. Miller chasing him. Miller cannot get him, and Sladen goes out of bounds. Sellers chases him out. Scott Miller shows some fine speed there.
Flag is thrown downfield near the 50-yard line. Sladen did a nice job getting away from the outstretched hands of Scott Miller here and breaking free.
And the penalty is against Duke. The Blue Devils called for clipping. This will back them up.
This is the first big penalty of the night against Duke. Rutgers has been called for 3 15-yard penalties. And this one will push the Blue Devils back a little bit. Referee, Courtney Mawsey. Sounds like a running back. He's going to bring it back. There's the call.
This will put Duke back on their own 25-yard line. .241 remaining, third quarter. Chris Evans goes out and Vaughn McCoy comes in for Rutgers as the Knights expect pass here. 2nd and 22. Slayton gives on the draw. This is Monk. He's hammered. Spidell and another penalty marker down.
And another late flag.
Spidell and Joe Savoy on the tackle for the Knights.
And it's holding against Duke.
The Blue Devils really putting themselves in a hole here.
If I'm Rutgers, I'd take the penalty and I'd push them back. They haven't had any chance to move the ball into Duke territory tonight. And they might as well take the extra yardage here instead of worrying about picking up a down. Let's see.
There is the holding penalty being called.
They're going to accept the penalty. Third penalty against Duke, 40 yards. Rutgers 6 for 55. They just took Jeff Brown, linebacker for Duke, off the field on a stretcher.
The ball is at the 15. Keep in mind the original line of scrimmage is at the 36. 2nd and 32 for Duke. They go to the draw. Chuck Paul meets Monk in the backfield.
This is an inspired Rutgers defense. And Scotty Miller trying to get the crowd motivated. He has been a cheerleader tonight more than just a lineman. And Rutgers trying to win this football game with defense. Here's Duke's record coming in. 3 straight wins, all in the rain. And then the loss to Virginia 1 week ago. They were in that game, down 21-17 before Virginia scored 21 straight. And there's the Scarlets' record to date.
3rd and 33. Slayton again on the draw play to Monken. I think Rutgers has seen enough of that draw play tonight. Alec Hoke on the tackle.
I think you're right. Spidell also in on the hit. And Rutgers, if they don't rough the kicker here, will get the ball in good field position. 9 men in the line. They're going for the block again.
All right, Dillweg stands at the 5-yard line. It's a good snap. Gets it away. It's a short kick. And it takes a Duke bounce, but still Rutgers, as Bruce just mentioned, will get excellent field position. The Scarlet Knights will have it at their own 47-yard line with just 56 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Just a 33-yard kick. So it's the kind of game where you get excited just seeing field position exchange. I mean, there hasn't been any scoring. There have been a couple of opportunities, but it has been very much a quiet offensive night, especially for Rutgers.
Cobb wide left, Young wide right. I formation behind Ernie. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Henry Henderson looking to turn the corner, and he is drilled and put down at the line of scrimmage. George Edwards, number 47, and John Howell, the 2 inside linebackers, making the tackle for Duke.
Rutgers has punted 6 of 8 possessions tonight. 1 missed field goal, and 1 time expired at the end of the first half.
2nd down and 10 for the Scarlet Knights. 25 seconds remaining in the quarter. Ernie on a delay again. Henderson is met at the line of scrimmage. Jeff Patton on the tackle for the Blue Devils.
Fine read by Patton.
And
Rutgers maybe will go to the air now after keeping it on the ground for 2 straight plays.
And that will do it. So, 3 quarters complete here at Giant Stadium, and the score still Duke nothing and Rutgers nothing.
October on ESPN. Part of the hottest fall ever. College football hoops up with live Saturday doubleheaders, sizzling Grand Prix and IndyCar excitement, and horsepower of another kind set the blistering pace between top thoroughbreds. Golf's best scorch the fairways in the Nabisco Championship. There's fire on ice as the National Hockey League season begins. And Sundays don't miss television's ultimate highlight show, NFL Primetime. The hottest fall of sports ever in October on ESPN.
Back at wet Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. Lou Brogno along with Bruce Beck. Rutgers with a 3rd down at 10 on their own 47-yard line. Ernie pitches. Henderson. Here's Cobb on the reverse. Duke will have something to do with this. The Blue Devils with a brilliant defensive job. And Rutgers thrown for a huge loss.
So Rutgers had their opportunity getting the ball near midfield, but unable to capitalize. That Duke defense responds on the double reverse play, and they weren't fooled at all on this play. And the pursuit came from the weak side, Dave D. Moore, one of their leading tacklers, able to make the stop.
And O'Connell will punt again. He stands at the 25-yard line, and Diminick is back for Duke. O'Connell with another fine punt. Diminick fumbles the ball at the 30. Ball still loose, and he covers. And Duke will have the football at the 30-yard line. Just underway, 4th quarter. In case you just joined us, you haven't missed any scoring. A 0-0 game in a game, which figured to be probably played somewhere in the 30s or the 20s as far as the score is concerned, but the elements have been a definite factor tonight.
I predicted it would be a high-scoring affair, and I gladly eat my words.
The weatherman just didn't cooperate tonight.
You're right, he definitely didn't help me out.
1st and 10 at the 30. Sladen's going to run out of there, and Sellers stops him cold at the 34-yard line. He picked up 3, 2nd down and 7.
One big play could win this game for either team. Rutgers looking for career win number 500 tonight. Their overall record, 499, 440, and 39.
And a big game for Rutgers as far as their schedule is concerned. They'd like to be 3-1 going into that Penn State game next week. This is Monk, and he's taken down. Carter Giles with the defensive play for the Knights.
Rutgers defense looking much better here in the second half. The pursuit has been excellent. The play recognition has been outstanding. They just look to force another turnover. They've already forced 3 tonight. But one unit can't do it without the other unit.
3rd down, 7 for Duke. Blue Devils at their own 33. Here is Sladen, back to throw. Plenty of time. I don't know what he was doing on that play. Trying to dish it off to Monk, just whipped it into the ground.
I think he saw Monk with 3 red shirts near him and just figured he'd throw an incomplete pass rather than risk a possible fumble, or rather than letting Monk get buried.
Crowd, of course, oohed and awed. Certainly no possibility for a grounding. Brian Cobb is the deep man for Rutgers, and when we say deep, we mean deep. He's way back. Dilweg gets it away. It's a short kick. And Cobb does get the football, and he goes down on a knee at the 25. And Bruce, I mean, why would Cobb be so deep in that situation?
He was too far. He could have caught that football at about the 35-yard line and had a chance to return it. By playing as deep as he did, he had a very difficult time handling the ball on a bounce. And Rutgers is way back to the 25 on the 43-yard punt. Time running out for both clubs.
12:41 remaining in the game. 1st and 10 for Rutgers. And the ball marked at the 25-yard line. Twin receivers are split out to the right. Cobb and Eric Young. I formation. And the give is to Mike Body. Mike Body with some room, and an ankle tackle brings him down, but not until he picks up a Rutgers first down. Eric Volk saved maybe a touchdown, certainly a long gainer.
Ready run by Michael Body, the longest rushing play of the day for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Body came into tonight's contest averaging over 6 yards per carry, and he is up to 6 carries for 27 yards in the game.
1st and 10 for the Knights at the 38. This is Body right up the middle, and a good gainer on first down as he picks up 4 yards.
Body's best game was against Cincinnati, 83 yards and 10 carries. Last week against Kentucky, 6 carries, 21 yards. He spells Henderson and usually does a job.
2nd down and 7. Actually, call it 2nd down and 6 for the Knights at the 42. Ernie gives, Body met behind the line of scrimmage. Dave DeMore once again on the tackle. Terrence Laster also in there for Duke.
Brian Bernard also in there. He is a physically dominating specimen, 285 pounds, and he can wrap up ball carriers that come into his area. So now Rutgers with 3rd and 7, and either a passing situation, a draw, or a screen. Those are the things I'd be looking for here if I was Duke.
Ernie to throw, in trouble. Now he gets away. Scott Ernie has a shot at the first down, and he has a Rutgers first down.
Scott Ernie is not short on guts. He saw the first down marker. He knew he was going to have to pay the price, but he gets there. Tucks the ball under his shoulder, picks up the yardage, and the Rutgers drive continues. He got out of there just in the nick of time because the pressure was coming. And Ernie with 13 yards on the play and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line for Rutgers. Big play by Ernie. And the Scarlet Knights receiver split out. Here's Henderson, though, right up the middle. And again, Brian Bernard wraps him up for a gain of 1.
14th consecutive running play for Rutgers since their first possession of the second half.
2nd down and 9 coming up for the Knights. 10.5 remaining, 4th quarter.
12 first downs Duke, 7 Rutgers.
Ernie to throw, has time, fires, has his receiver. That's Bruce Campbell. He makes the catch short of first down yardage, but he can cross the 45 and down to the 43-yard line.
Campbell is the perfect target in weather conditions like this. He's big. He can go 5, 6, 7 yards down the field, and he's sure-handed. You don't have to go long. You can just pick up chunks of yardage, and Rutgers needs a little chunk here. 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3. Another big play for the Knights. Body got a Rutgers first down. Off the 40-yard line to the Duke 39.
They are either crazy or they are supportive, or both. But they have stayed in a driving rain in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Twin receivers split out left side. 1st down and 10 for Rutgers. Cobb in motion. Ernie gives to Body. Mike Body pounds for a couple of yards down near the 35. They'll mark it at the 36-yard line.
Michael Body running well with Henderson on the bench. Pretty good size, 6 foot, 2:10. Remember, last week against Kentucky, Rutgers didn't have much offense in the second half, but all of a sudden, late in the fourth quarter, they put together an 11-play drive that proved to be the difference. They ran out the clock.
Here's Henderson. Henry Henderson spins for another Rutgers first down. Inside the 30-yard line, and they will move the chains.
Beginning of the game, the offensive line churning out, winning the battle in the trenches, and Henderson, Body, and Stevens providing the necessary yardage for first down. Henderson, 17 carries, 64 yards in tough conditions. By the way, I want to mention that Jeff Erickson is doing some heck of a job at the center position. He came in for the injured Nick Erda, and the 6'3 junior from Warren, Pennsylvania, in his first real action as the Scarlet Knights, is doing a solid job at the center spot.
8:40 counting down in the fourth quarter. Rutgers first and 10 at the Duke 29. Lipset spins for just a couple. Might have picked up a yard. Anthony Allen with a good defensive play for the Blue Devils.
Most of the tackles made by this Duke defense has been made by that front four tonight. Demore, Bernard, Creighton, or Allen, and Patton. The linebackers have not figured prominently into the tackling scheme.
Cobb wide left, Young wide right. Ernie to Body, Mike Body with a quick opener, still on his feet, down near the 20-yard line.
Big Dougie Strickland threw a fine block. Watch it, left side of your screen, 68. He pushed out, opened up the hole, and Body with a second effort, picking up more yardage. He has 35 on the ground in this drive.
Third down and 2 for Rutgers at the 20-yard line. Here's Body, first down. Rutgers scoops down to the 27.
That's what you want. You can't be taking field goal in these conditions. You want to keep the ball and punch it in if you can on the ground. All ball control now, Rutgers, and it is all rushing and offensive line surge.
7-10 counting down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line. Here is Body. He gets down maybe to the 16. A short pickup.
It took a long time for this offense to gel. And now, an 11-play drive, 5 minutes and 45 seconds eaten up, 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. And another injured player being taken off the field, that's Jeff Brown. And now he's coming back.
Second down and 9 for the Scarlet Knights at the Duke 16. This is Henderson. He gets down maybe to the 15-yard line. Third down, staring Rutgers in the face.
If Rutgers does not push the ball any closer here, we'd be looking at a 32-yard field goal attempt by Carmen Sclafani.
John Howell, number 29, down on the field for Duke. This is an interesting situation. Bruce Beck mentioned earlier how Duke has been depleted at that inside linebacker position, and now Howell, who is second on the depth chart, is down.
And he was second on the depth chart because the guy who was first didn't even come into the game. So that's 3 linebackers they've lost. Worthington, Brown, who you just saw come back on the field on the cart, and now Howell. Howell's being helped off the field. So at this point of the game, you're just going to put in somebody with experience. It doesn't matter if they play inside linebacker or not. Take a backup outside linebacker.
And there are true Rutgers fans. They wave the flag in the rain. Ernie comes back with the play from Dick Anderson and Dick Curl, the offensive coordinator. 6 minutes even remaining in the football game. It's a big play for the Knights. They're down and 8 at the 15-yard line. Ernie to throw. Looking, fires, end zone, Cobb, incomplete, and a penalty marker on the play.
Pass interference against Duke. He was face guarding Brian Cobb deep in the end zone. Here's the toss. Cobb had a shot at it, but he was being face guarded by Eric Volk. Never had a chance to catch the football. Now remember, in college football, it is not marked at the 1-yard line on pass interference. It is a spot foul inside the 10-yard line. It is never closer than the 2. So it will be marked at the 2-yard line. And Rutgers is first and goal.
So the Knights now with possibly the game on the line. First and goal for Rutgers.
Defensive pass interference, less than 15 yards, a spot foul. More than 15 yards, 15 yards. And inside the 10, never closer than the 2. Rutgers first and goal.
First and goal, and Ernie calls a timeout. So, 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in this scoreless football game. A break in the action. The score, Duke nothing, Rutgers nothing.
Welcome to STS Car Service Centers. At STS, we feature the new Michelin Sport EPX Performance radios for foreign and domestic cars. Michelin all-season high-tech radios, like the Sport EPX, are the choice of discriminating tire buyers. New Jersey is driving to STS Car Service Centers. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
New Jersey is driving to STS. Driving to STS.
Welcome back to Giant Stadium. Duke and Rutgers knotted up in a 0-0 tie. 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. And the Scarlet Knights with the ball on the 2-yard line. Bruce, what about that call?
I think it was a good call because Rutgers had run the ball 10 times in the drive. It passed only once. Duke wasn't expecting a pass, and Rutgers gambled and won with the interference call.
First and goal, Rutgers at the Duke 2-yard line. Henderson. Touchdown, Rutgers.
The Rutgers offense worked for that score. It was a beautiful scoring drive, mostly on the ground. The offensive line play was superb. 13 plays, 75 yards, 7 minutes of clock, and now a chance to add a point.
Scalfani in to kick the extra point. O'Connell to hold. Snap is good. Kick is up. It is good. 5 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The score, Rutgers 7 and Duke nothing.
Berman's of Bound Brook has everything you need for the complete treatment in interior decorating. Our consultants will assist you in every phase of decorating, from window treatments and wall coverings to selecting the right paints. Select vertical, mini, micro, or soft light blinds from Delmar. Delmar blinds, now in 237 new colors and styles, are now 50% off list price. Berman's of Bound Brook is your only store for savings. Visit 410 East Main Street or call 356-1309.
Back at Giant Stadium, you see the Rutgers fans celebrating the touchdown. Rutgers leads it by the score of 7-0, and the touchdown coming after a long Rutgers drive.
Henry Henderson getting his first touchdown of the year. Good line surge. Terrific block on the inside by Billy Dubiel, and Henderson does the rest.
All right, Doug Giesler is in to kick off for Rutgers. And Stanley Monk is deep for Duke. He stands at the 10-yard line. Kiesler's kick comes to Monk at the 12-yard line. To the 20. 25 and knocked down by Chris Pickell at the 28. And Pickell has been mentioned several times on special teams tonight.
A valuable member of that specialty team unit. Well, it's similar to last week when Rutgers offense didn't get going until a late fourth quarter drive. But when they did, they gelled beautifully.
All right, Duke now with 5.5 remaining in the game. Steve Sladen, the Blue Devil quarterback. He'll have to go to work here. Plenty of time for the Blue Devils. Sladen back to throw. Plenty of time. Fires incomplete. Intended for Doug Green, the split end. And the pass sailed high.
Derek Baker in position again. Look at 19. He takes the straight drop back, looks for somebody coming into his area. And Baker went up. Instead of playing the ball, he played the man. He saw the ball hit the receiver's hands, and he made the pop.
Second down and 10. You see the Rutgers cheerleaders getting into it. Sladen again. Play action. Fires. Has Green this time. And this is a Duke first down at the 45-yard line. Vaughn McCoy covers up for the Knights.
Pretty toss by Sladen. Green running a curl. And by running that curl, you're splitting spots in the zone coverage. Well-executed play. Good yardage for the Blue Devils.
At the 45, first down and 10 for Duke. 5:10 remaining in the game. 7-0. Rutgers leads. Here's Sladen. Again, play action. Fires. It is incomplete. Again intended for Green. And Sellers offered the coverage. 3 consecutive passes, though, to the same receiver at the same area of the field.
And I think that Green knew he was going to get popped and kind of ducked out of that one a little bit early. You got to forget about the guy who's going to smash you. You just got to try to concentrate on the football because the ball was well thrown.
Second down and 10 at the 45. Sladen to throw. Fires incomplete. Intended for the tight end Cooper. And over his head. And now Duke faced with a third down.
Sladen has had a rough night. He had completed 57% of his passes coming into this game. This evening, 7 for 21. 71 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Look blitz here on 3rd and 10. Spidell, possibly Gurria, possibly Udovich.
Rutgers jumping, penalty flag on the play. Sladen fires incomplete.
Another flag. That's interference against Austin. So that's going to be a double penalty, Lou, I believe. And they will have the option of taking a pass interference call against Austin here, and that would be big.
Well, I don't know. Is it on Austin or is it on Green?
Let's watch.
Because Austin was clapping.
You're right, Lou. Offsetting penalties. They're going to redo it. Let's watch the play.
Oh, you couldn't see, but
good pickup. Doug Green is called for offensive pass interference. Rutgers called for jumping off. The play is for naught. They will do it again. So it is offsetting penalties. You know, when you get a free play, when the team jumps offside, might as well go for it. And that's exactly what Duke did.
Third down at 10. Under 5 minutes now remaining in the football game. From the 45, Sladen back to throw. He's in trouble now. He runs out of pressure. Looking to get out of bounds. He will not. Gene Austin comes up and makes the play, and it will be 4th down for Duke.
The blitz was on, and Spidell couldn't get to the quarterback. So Gene Austin, the cornerback, bails him out by coming up to make the read and make the tackle.
Dilweg will punt for Duke. He stands at the 32. Gets it away, and he goes down. Referee says no way. Cobb makes the reception, A little bit of acting by Mr. Dillweg. And it will be Rutgers ball. So the Knights, with 4:19 remaining, will have possession of the football. Let's take a look at Dillweg's little acting.
Let's see what he does. Gets it away. Oh yeah, he got blasted from the weak side. Did you see that? You got to take the shot. You really do. Anything when you're behind and it's raining all night.
Ball's at the 16. First and 10 for Rutgers. Scott Ernie calls the signals for the Knights. They lead 7-0. Here's the give to Body. Mike Body across the 20. Still going across the 25.
What's important now for Rutgers with the 7-0 lead is just to keep the ball on the ground, not to fumble, to eat up clock. And that was a nice way to start. Body, 15 carries, 63 yards in a reserve role. Boy, it's even effective in the second half.
Second down, 1. Body, he's got the first down up near the 28-yard line. 3:37 remaining in the football game, and Rutgers will keep possession of the football.
That offensive line of Steve Tardy, Billy Hyros, Doug Strickland, Billy Dubiel, and Jeff Erickson doing their job and making it count here in the fourth quarter.
Ernie to Body. Mike Body running well across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Good block that time by Billy Milano, who was in there left tackle replacing Billy Hyros. And Body follows his blockers.
And we're under 3 minutes now. Excuse me, under 3 minutes remaining in the game.
This is just what Rutgers wants to do. Keep the ball on the ground and keep the ball moving.
Again, it was Body, and he's the workhorse on this drive. Carries the football for maybe a yard, and now it's 3rd down and 1, and a big play coming up for Rutgers. Big 3rd down conversion opportunity. 2:15 remaining in the game, and the Knights certainly want to keep possession of the ball here. Called a timeout. So 2 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. Timeout. Score. Rutgers 7, Duke nothing.
Welcome to STS Car Service Centers. At STS, we feature the new Michelin Sport EPX Performance radials for foreign and domestic cars. Michelin all-season high-tech radials, like the Sport EPX, are the choice of discriminating tire buyers. New Jersey is driving to STS Car Service Centers. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
New Jersey is driving to STS. Driving to STS.
Back at Giant Stadium. And you see a lot of empty seats back there, but they are expecting an excellent crowd this evening. The rain, of course, kept a lot of people away. 2:06 remaining, 3rd down and 1.
Big play for Duke defensively here.
Big play for both clubs. Curtis Stevens in motion. And the give is to Henderson. He will not get the first down. Great penetration for the Blue Devils. Dave DeMore made the tackle.
Duke had to come up with a defensive play there that meant something, and they did. They will force Rutgers to punt. They're going to get the ball back with 1:53 left in this football game. Timeout has been indicated by the official. Rutgers with 6 consecutive first downs. It was 12-6 in the first down department but Rutgers has taken over offensively in this second half of play.
And we'll keep it right here. Interesting, the person who made the penetration there was Worthington of Duke, and he wasn't even supposed to play tonight.
He was the guy who missed the Virginia game and most of tonight's game with a pinched nerve, but because of injuries to Brown and Howell, he came in, and what a big hit he made.
Might be one of the biggest defensive plays of the night for Duke.
Let's see if Duke goes after the punter here. O'Connell, 7 punts in the night, 40-yard average, long 45. He's been outstanding, but he's going to be rushed.
Long count for the Knights. It's a good snap. He gets it away. Diminick takes it at the 30. Angles left and out of bounds. Forced out short of the 40-yard line at the 39. And Rutgers will go on defense now. Duke will have one last chance. There's a look at the clock. 1 minute, 45 seconds remaining in the game.
2 timeouts left for Duke. 1 timeout left for Rutgers.
Duke has plenty of time, especially with their pass-oriented offense. Steve Slayton. Looking to throw. Has protection. Fires. It is incomplete. Intended for Green. He was hammered by Austin.
That Rutgers secondary is really making receivers pay the price. They are blasting the wideouts. Watch this again. He was open, and he is there. Gene Austin with Baker close by, and Spidell and Evans also nearby.
2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. Ball at the 40-yard line. 1:41 remaining. Here's Slayton to throw. Looking, fires downfield. The pass is caught. Nice catch by Greg Downs, number 20. He had the football knocked away, but they say that the ground caused the fumble. Watch it again.
Sellers is there to make the pop again.
They run it up the middle, and Scott Miller and Carter Giles wrap up Monk.
I don't know if he made it. They may measure here. It was 3rd and 1. 1:07 to go.
And they will call for the measurement. They'll bring the chains out. Rutgers 7, Duke nothing. The only scoring in the game, a 2-yard touchdown run by Henry Henderson in the late stages, actually the early stages of the 4th quarter.
I don't believe he made it. 4th and inches.
4th and inches, obviously Duke has to go for it here.
Absolutely.
And a big play for both clubs.
And I think they've got to worry about the first down more than anything else. They can't worry about getting yardage here. They still have 2 timeouts left. First, they've got to concentrate on just getting a first down.
And the chant for defense goes up from the crowd. Slayton, and I don't know. It depends, of course, where they spot it. Big defensive surge by the Scarlet Knights up front. They will have to measure again.
It's a matter of inches.
Bruce Slayton really never got going there on that quarterback sneak.
There was no line search, and I don't think he made it.
Let's see. They stretch the chains out. And Rutgers has held on 4th down.
Built a reputation for being tough when the chips are on the line. And that's what happened there again. 4th and 1, and they stop Slayton right in his tracks. And now the offense, the chance to run out the clock.
1:02 remaining in the game. Rutgers 7, Duke nothing. First and 10 for the Knights at the 48-yard line. Ernie gives to Mike Body. He's got great yardage across the 45-yard line down to the 44. A pickup of 4, second down and 6 for Rutgers. And the clock is stopped with 57 seconds remaining.
One timeout left for the Blue Devils of Duke. This was not a pretty game. But again, the Rutgers defense responding when they had to. The offense coming up with one big drive, 13 plays, 75 yards. Henderson going over from the 1. And some good special teams on the part of Rutgers, especially the punting of Matt O'Connell. And the special teams work of Unovich,
Chris Piquel.
Right.
Billy played a dynamite game on the special teams for the Knights.
Total yards for Duke in the second half, just 75 after 183 in the first half. So whatever adjustments that Rutgers defense made, the coaches knew what they were doing. Otto Neidinger, Jerry Peter Kuski, Eddie O'Neill, and Bob Slower.
See the clock in the upper left-hand portion of your screen. Here's Body. Picks up a few. The clock winds down. 48 seconds counting down. I believe Duke will take another timeout.
See, the sign of a good football team is a team that wins when they're not at their best, when conditions aren't ideal, when everything doesn't go their way. And, you know, when you look at a team at the end of the year that's 10-1 or 11-0 or 9-2, they've had breaks along the way. And a lot of times you make your own breaks. Rutgers did just that tonight. Their defense kept working, and the offense finally responded in less than ideal conditions. I mean, it was a quagmire all night long on the AstroTurf field here at the Meadowlands. But if Rutgers wins, and they look like they will be winning this football game, it would be a very big win with Penn State on the road next week. Confidence builder, certainly.
And Rutgers with the win will move to 3-1. Only loss coming to Syracuse. Syracuse, I think, as we all know by now, is a pretty good football team. Mike Body, gang tackled by the Blue Devils. He did not pick up enough yardage for the first down.
Duke has no timeouts left. There's 33 seconds left on the game clock, and now the 25-second clock begins. So there's a 7-second difference. Duke could possibly get the ball back with 7 seconds to play. Rutgers will take a penalty here, I would think, and punt from 5 yards back. No, they're going to keep the ball and not take a chance of punting at all. 4th down.
Give is to Body. He's to the 40-yard line.
3 seconds left.
3 seconds left, and Rutgers has given Duke one more play, I believe.
But he got a first down. They gave Body the first down.
They got the first down, so that is it.
That is it. Rutgers not giving Duke that last chance, and the clock ticks down.
And a big win for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers as they have defeated Duke on the score of 7-0. Dick Anderson, he will congratulate some of the big players and head coach Steve Spurrier. Well, Bruce, a couple of closing comments. You mentioned it wasn't pretty, but it is a big victory.
And the Rutgers defense showed a lot of heart. The offense came through and they had to. The specialty teams played well all night. And you know what the big thing is? Rutgers didn't make mistakes. No turnovers in weather like this. Scott Ernie has now gone 4 games and committed only 1 turnover. He's thrown 1 interception. You can get by sometimes when you don't make mistakes and you play hard-nosed fundamental football.
And Rutgers, I think, has to feel good now going into Penn State next week with a 2-game winning streak.
They're not going in there blazing, but they are going in there with a 3-1 record and getting more confidence with each game. It was a physical football game, a lot of players injured, And Rutgers won this game, I believe, in the trenches in that one long drive in the third quarter.
All right, and the only score, Henry Henderson, a 2-yard touchdown run, and Rutgers wins it 7-0. Rutgers University football on TKR Cable, sponsored in part by STS Car Service Centers, New Jersey's largest tire and car service company. And once again, the final score from Giant Stadium, Rutgers 7, Duke nothing. For Bruce Beck and the rest of the TKR Cable Sports crew, I'm Lou Brogno. Thanking you very much for joining us once again. And once again, Rutgers comes up with a victory. The Knights now 3-1 on the season.